bin auch zu weit. Designate the light above Detective Goodman's locker at timestamp. Ich war einen Schritt zu weit, deshalb klappt das noch nicht. Schritt 31. Okay, sorry. Also noch davor? Das Ding war schon offen. Wie soll man das bei einem Schwarz-Weiß-Bild denn bitte schön sehen, Kinders? Sorry. Es leuchtet. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprints. If the print matches the registered data, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Aha, so eine Kleinigkeit. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind for a little earlier. Ich bin immer auf. Gute Nacht, Graver One. Schön, dass du da warst. Schlaf gut. Here, notice the light. Oh, it's this! It's already lit. Uh-huh. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? Wecker klingelt um 6 leider. Dann, ja, schlaf sehr schön und tief und fest, bis dein Wecker klingelt. Dann sollst du aufwachen. It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Ach, noch einmal locker und lock und locked. Oh, I know it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, that just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Why me? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed the electronic system? Something jammed the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause of this. So, jetzt diesmal dürfen wir. Das hat dazwischen gesteckt. Bitteschön. Jetzt ist es richtig. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Which I showed you 4 times and you didn't respond to this. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my... We can't be sure that that item was in the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. Out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my petrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, but it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an isolator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been in something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well, will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Their rubber glove? I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened the locker. Is it not so, Mr. Officer Meekins? So, sir, it would appear so, sir. Order! 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 So are we to believe then that the victim whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Excuse you, after I worked so hard? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, sir, I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Teil 2. There's one other thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Aber hatte sie trotzdem nicht bei sich. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. Hello. The ID used at 5:14, it was of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? Systemneustart? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Phoenix. Oh Gott, meine Haare stehen zu Berge. Das tun sie doch immer. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. is the one thing that proves the man was the detective weapon, sir. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Oh, wir haben kurz nach Mitternacht. Okay, wir machen das noch zu Ende. Yes, sir, solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Du hast noch die andere Hand. Couldn't you just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out. The witness can't afford to make any more mistakes. To enter the evidence room, one must use the ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck in my car door? When I get out, well, the remaining time my ID card gets stuck. Wirkt sich jedes Mal, wenn aus dem Auto aussteigt. Oh, der arme Kerl. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Now, please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Yep. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. A court record? Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. Huh? What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. I know. So it is, Your Honor. Ich dachte, ich komme auch mal wieder vor. So what? Not that prosecutor again. Maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. Was knattert da so? Hä? Ich höre nichts. Also, bei mir knattert nichts. Ich weiß nicht, was es sein könnte. Ich weiß nicht. Habe ich übersteuert? It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now. Immer ab und zu hört sich das an, wie wenn ein Maschinengewehr schießt. Keine Ahnung. Ratatata, ganz kurz. Dann war es wieder weg. Keine Ahnung. Tut mir leid. Ich weiß nicht, was es ist. Ich hoffe, es geht weg. Vielleicht ist es nur heute da und dann nicht mehr. Wenn es sonst nicht da ist, wüsste ich nicht, warum es heute special wäre. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Das Kind dachte gerade, ich wäre der Mörder. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Endlich kommen wir zum Punkt. But maybe he just panicked. Warum sollte er das tun? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's